Rick, okay, let's move on to Fauci.
Well, a little feel-good story, because who doesn't like this? Twitter Files, latest installment. Fauci lied under oath. So they finally caught Fauci lying under oath. There's probably a few other times he did it as well here. You can go check this out. This is just a summary here at Zero Hedge, but let's look at the Twitter Files themselves here. Great work by Paul Thacker, along with Matt Taibbi and some of these other journalists. And mind you, they're also doing this. They're not being paid to do this. Obviously, if they're making income off their Substack or whatever, whoever they're writing for, that's one thing. But Musk is not paying any of these journalists to do this. Very important point. So Twitter Files, Fauci Pharma Files, they're calling this one, and they're quite substantive. So here, Elon Musk has tweeted out, you remember back in December, my pronouns are prosecute Fauci. Well, you might actually get a chance here. So Fauci's been maintaining that he's not on social media, that he doesn't use social media, and he said so. He says, a lot of people are spouting a lot of things about me on Twitter, said Fauci to Fox News here. This was on a media report. I've never had a Twitter account. I don't intend on having a Twitter account. I've had nothing to do with Twitter, so I don't know what they're talking about when they say all that, says Fauci. So he is the high priest of the pandemic. But look at this here. This is the transcript here. Okay. So he said, I don't tweet. I don't pay attention to social media. I wouldn't know how to access a tweet if you paid me, says Fauci. Well, it turns out, yes, he is getting paid, and he does know how to access a tweet, because look at this. But internal Twitter report from March 2021, the company revealed that Dr. Anthony Fauci did an account takeover of, get this, the WHO COVID response. Fauci himself took over that Twitter account. So this runs contrary to Fauci's public statements, sworn depositions, given a latest one on November 23rd, 2022. So there's the receipts, Mike. So Fauci is potentially guilty. He should be like Steve Bannon, like Roger Stone. They should be dragging him in front of a federal court, and he should be in jail. So this is your best chance to get Fauci behind bars, everybody. So
go for it.
What are you waiting for? So on the vaccine issue here, so a little bit of an interesting vignette that I think is going to be very revealing here. This is by John Leake. This is on Dr. Peter McCullough's Substack Courageous Discourse here. The Great COVID-19 Vaccine Bribe. Okay, now we've reported on this, the incentives with GPs in the UK. We'll show you the evidence for that. But look at this. This is one of the biggest healthcare providers in America, Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. They're in Kentucky. Let's take a closer look at this here, and look at this. And this section in particular. So it's a sliding scale on the vaccine bonuses for the doctors, for the medical clinics. So if they can get 75% of their insurance holders, then literally $125 per vaccinated member bonus. You're talking in just one of these facilities, you're talking 5, 10, 20,000 recipients there of vaccines. So do the math.
So this is big money.
This is it's substantial. It's enough to say this is a huge incentive to be not just offering vaccines, but to be aggressively pushing vaccines. Now, obviously, this isn't just an American problem here, but there's the receipts, folks. So do check this article out here on Peter McCullough's Substack here. But this was in the UK. The Times admitted it. That was in 2021. Family doctors to earn millions from offering jabs. And again, COVID booster jabs, GPs to be paid between 15 and 30 pounds per vaccines to administer the rollout. Every surgery also paid. Another 40 pounds for every 100 patients, records updated when the jab is not carried out by the practice. So still getting paid through the administrative linkages through these, this is the NHS. And again, once again, and GPs to receive incentives payments to deliver accelerated care home COVID boosters. That's just from September 2022. How much? Well, let's look at GPs will be incentivized to deliver accelerated autumn COVID boosters in care homes with payments up to £525 per completed care home. So they're setting upon the care homes to vaccinate the, quote, vulnerable, right? Mike, wouldn't you think that the person who's in their 80s, who might be immune compromised already, wouldn't those be the last people that you'd be wanting to stick 3 or 4 boosters in? Is it just me, or am I missing something here? I'm not a doctor, right? But even I can see the average person can see there's a problem here. Shield the vulnerable, protect the vulnerable. Well, they're vulnerable. And looking at the record of the vaccine adverse reactions, maybe they're the last people you need to be sticking endless boosters in. Just a thought. Just a thought.
Indeed.
Again, my opinion. I'm a nobody, not a doctor. I'm definitely not a public health expert.